Hey there, welcome to another episode of Football Everyday, coming to you live and direct as usual from the studios here at Menara Star in PJ. My name is Nelson. Joining me today, Ian E and Zack Yusof. Ian, good to see you again after you're back from overseas, right? I trust you've been following your football though, and you would know that the Euro 2012 cast is now settled. I mean, guys, as expected, Portugal, Croatia, the Czech Republic, and Ireland, who after a 10-year absence in a major tournament have made it to Euro 2012. Ian, I mean, you looking forward to a good Euro then?
Yeah, definitely. I think about of the teams that you were mentioning just now, the one I think most people were hoping to get through were Ireland, right? The neutrals were all sympathetic because of the Henry handball a few years ago. So I think that's a pretty good one. And of course, what would the tournament be without Ronaldo? So those are all good results. I think it's gonna be a pretty good tournament.
Right. I mean, he played well this morning. I mean, Zack, you're looking forward to a great Euro. I mean, look, out of 16 teams, it's all your big names. Your big names are
Definitely,
there, right?
as far as the qualifiers are concerned, really no shocks there.
Right.
All the big names, as you mentioned, expected to go through, did get through.
Yep.
But I gotta reserve a special word for the Irish because Trapattoni has come in and done an amazing job, right?
Yep.
I mean, the guy barely speaks any English, let alone
Right.
Irish English. Yeah. And somehow he's managed to galvanize the Irish into becoming a team.
Yep.
It's incredibly hard to beat. I think it's like now, 10 games, 10 games played, 9 clean sheets, right? Unbelievable stuff.
Right.
They are a very, very difficult proposition, and I think they're going to be a big surprise in the Euros, mate.
Right,
You know?
well-
Yeah.
What do you think? World Cup or Euros? Does the quality get better in the Euros?
Well, they do say that it is a harder tournament to win, right? I mean, in the World Cup, no disrespect to the Saudi Arabias and the CONCACAF
exactly.
teams, but they're not quite at the caliber of the European cast, so it's a really tight tournament
so
to win.
it is shaping up to be a wonderful tournament, right? So we hope it will be. All right, well, moving on to the business where the BPL resumes this weekend. On Saturday, guys, Manchester City versus Newcastle at home. Oh, Zack, Magpies still unbeaten as we know, but we've said all along that they've not faced any big teams so
Right,
far.
okay,
and look,
so
can
this is
will the record end at Eastlands?
Well, this is the first big test that Newcastle have got on their
Right.
plate. We mentioned, as you mentioned, they haven't played any so-called big teams.
Yep.
Although they played Arsenal, haven't they? So
Big team?
They're getting bigger.
yeah,
right?
they're getting bigger by the moment. But you know what? Newcastle's had a flying start, and I think they're gonna be a tough opposition for Man City, but tall order really, isn't it? Go
Right.
to Eastlands
Yep.
and win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ian, you agree with Zack?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I mean, Alan Pardew, when they brought him in, there was this big furor, right? Everybody was thinking that Chris Hughton should stay. This was a bad move. But it's turned out
what was it?
brilliantly.
Ashby's yes man, right?
Yeah.
That was his tag. Unfortunate tag.
Right.
But now he's done a great job. They're very, very organized, and that's the kind of team you need to beat beat City at the moment.
But I have
Somebody's
to
very
say that
organized.
much will depend on the fitness of their central midfield duo, Kabaye and
Tiote,
Czech
right?
Tiote. I know Tiote's been nursing a bit of an injury. He hasn't played in the last Newcastle game, the last two actually. Filled in very aptly by Danny Guthrie.
Right.
But if he comes in, I think Newcastle will be very strong. They're in the strongest part of their midfield as well.
There'll be no pushovers, I guess. Okay.
No push.
Well,
I still expect City to win it.
Right. So do I actually. Okay, at Carrow Road, Arsenal. Speaking of Arsenal, visit newly promoted Norwich City. I mean, look, we know Van Persie's on form. I mean, he left the Dutch squad in midweek, to go back to training with the Gunners. Ian, quick one. Arsenal.
Yeah, but
At Norwich.
as Fabregas pointed out, Arsenal can't lose Van Persie at the moment, right?
Right.
Which is actually a really terrible thing to say because you're kind of putting pressure on Van Persie to leave in a way, right? You're kind of thinking that he's a bit too big for this team, that this team is focused around him. So it's true that they will rely a lot on him, but for Fabregas to come out and say that, I don't think it did the team any favors.
But they
No.
should beat Norwich, right? Zack, quick one.
They should beat Norwich, but as we've seen so far this year, the promoted teams have been very, very good, well
Swansea
organized.
especially, right?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a pushover, walkover.
And,
that's
and
for sure.
speaking of Swansea, the late kickoff on Saturday sees Man United travel to Swansea. I mean, look, Rooney was left out of England's 2 games in midweek. I mean, we know why, but so he should be in perfect shape to lead United's attack, right, Zack? I mean,
Certainly.
Ian, Zack.
Yeah, certainly. I know you're the United man. You want to jump in
Exactly.
there, but I have to say that
believe it.
Wayne Rooney will be very rested and refreshed. So I would expect him to be all guns blazing.
Ian?
mate.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem area for United anyway. Up front, they have lots of firepower. Berbatov is being kept on the bench. You got Hernandez. It's still in the central of midfield where they need that creative spark. That's where the game we won for them most of the time at the moment. So Rooney, whether he's rested or not, I'm not too concerned. I'm more concerned on whether Cleverley makes it.
But you would assume that Man United, being title contenders and all that, would be able to overcome Norwich City. Swansea City at Old Trafford, right?
No, it's
at
Swansea.
At Swansea's ground.
Yeah.
So,
but it should be 3 points for United, right? Okay, quick one before the break. Zack, Stoke City welcomed Queen's Park Rangers to the Britannia. I mean, can QPR come away with anything, you think?
Wow. I mean, Stoke have been blowing hot and cold, right? We've seen that.
Yep, they've been patchy, right?
Yeah. First time in the Euros, they got European football for the first time this year, and they've encountered the situation where the likes of Everton and Spurs have had to deal with over the years, which is having to play 2 important games in a week. Whether or not they can do that remains to be seen. I think QPR are very strong at home, so...
No, QPR are away, actually.
QPR are very strong opposition, away or at home, so...
Okay.
It's going to be a tough one for Stoke, mate.
All right, we'll see what happens. So it is time for a quick break here on Football Every Day. We'll be back to talk about more matches, so do stay tuned and we'll see you real soon. Welcome back to Football Everyday here on the second segment of the show with Nelson, Ian and Zack. Right guys, midnight on Sunday, the big game at Stamford Bridge sees Chelsea lock horns with Liverpool. Arsenal managed to win 5-3 last time they were at Stamford Bridge, as we know. So let me start with you, Zack. Liverpool would do well to believe that they can get a result, right?
Yep, big shock for them not being able to beat Swansea at home last time out.
That's Liverpool, right?
Yep, it did. If you got any if you got any ambitions to do anything in the Premiership, you got to beat teams like Swansea City.
At home especially, right?
Exactly. So this is a big test. But you know what? Liverpool tend to raise their game against the big opposition.
That's true.
What I'm interested to see is, of course, the return of Fernando against his old club.
Right.
It's going to be an interesting tussle there. Of course, Liverpool got their new talisman now, a certain Suarez,
right?
4 goals in midweek.
He scored 4 against Chile in midweek. So how important will he be?
I think he's gonna rip Terry to shreds.
And not only did he score 4 goals in, he's got the perfect hat trick and one off his shoulder as well. Left foot, right foot header and his shoulder.
No hand this time, right?
Yeah,
no hand.
Do you think he can maintain his hot form?
I think so, especially against Terry. Terry's got a lot on his mind. I mean, he's done the right thing. He's come out recently and said that he needs to face up to the allegations, right? And deal with it as a man, which is great. But coming up against Suarez is at this time, that clash of their styles. He's being the big guy. He's very top heavy. Suarez got that low center of gravity, a great balance. It's gonna be a tough
slippery
one.
customer.
That's right.
Suarez, and you know what we want, obviously, Nelson, in a big game like this is for the referee to be very strong. We don't want the referee to spoil things like we've seen in other big fixtures. Can I mention Everton, Liverpool, mate? One of the examples of big fixtures being spoiled by referees.
So quickly,
Let's hope the
we've
referee's
picked up
good.
Liverpool, but Zack, what do you think Chelsea or AVB needs to do? To put one over Liverpool.
Well, obviously, he's been under the fire a little bit because the Chelsea's form has slipped. 2 consecutive defeats. Very unlike Chelsea, but I do expect them to bounce back against Liverpool. I think looking at their squad, I've always felt that they're a stronger team than Liverpool. So home win for me.
Home win? Yeah.
I think Suarez is gonna win this.
Wow. Okay. Conflicting predictions. Okay, the final eye-catching game this weekend sees Spurs play host to Aston Villa. Spurs are on a roll at the moment as well, right? And can they continue, Zack, you think?
I don't see why not. And they have the benefit of having an ex-Villa goalkeeper between the sticks. So I'm sure Brad Friedel will be giving him some tips as well. And you got to look at the form of Gareth Bale. Again, superb for Wales. Against Norway. You got to look at Van der Vaart, who can't see scoring at the moment. Defoe got an instinctive strike against Fulham against the run of play.
Modric will be motivated as well, right?
Spurs are picking up some form. I hate to say it, not the biggest Spurs fan in the world, but they really are looking like top
Right.
4.
So they should do
contenders.
Villa at home. I mean, Ian, quick one. I mean, speaking of ex-Spurs players, Darren Bent, as we know, was a Spurs striker as well, right?
Yeah.
So he did something to prove, right?
Well, the thing with Ben is he needs the ammunition in order to score. He can't create a goal out of nowhere. That's the kind of striker he is. He's
Right,
based on
right.
instinct. So I think the Spurs have enough in them to shut down the supply line towards him. They know his style, and Redknapp knows his style. I think the toughest thing would be to see how Redknapp. How he does. He's got a lot on his plate at the moment, right?
He's got
that
allegations
heart-
as well
and,
about tax
he's-
evasion.
He's
and
not,
stuff.
he's not going to be
evasion.
on the bench. It's going to be Kevin Bond once again. So
I guess that would disrupt the preparation.
I just
a
think
little,
it's going to be Spurs.
But yeah, it'd still be Spurs, I
Yeah.
think.
All right, for good measure, Zach, since you mentioned Everton are at home to Wolves, so give
Yeah,
me
correct.
a home win, away win, or a draw.
This is like a 16-pointer. This one, a really, really important game for Everton Football Club because
And Wolves aren't
looking
playing
at the
particularly
table,
well as well,
and
right?
and Wolves,
So they have got
and
to win
Wolves
this, right?
have managed to pull themselves out with the massive 5-0 that they had. Was it 5-0? Sorry, 3-0 that they had last time out. Big win for Wolves.
Right.
Took them out the danger zone. So this is a bottom of the table clash. If Everton lose this, confirmed they're in deep trouble. So I fully expect the Toffees to actually sort their lives out and do something.
Sort their lives out.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Sort your lives out, boys.
Right, thanks a lot for your thoughts, guys. Before we say goodbye, do remember that we've launched a brand new contest, and it's on, of course, football.thestar.com.my. Do join in as well, because monthly prizes from Tiger FC, Adidas, and Senkyu are up for grabs, on top of FA Cup final tickets. All you got to do is check out the theme of the month, take a picture according to that theme of the month, and upload your picture. Get your friends to vote. I mean, guys, it's really easy, right? I mean, you win loads of great prizes, stand a chance to win FA Cup tickets as well. Hey, if you're not interested in joining the contest and you wanted to write us an email, send it to us at football@thestar.com.my. Ian, Zach, pleasure as usual.
Thank you.
Till we see you next week. Do enjoy your football, and we'll see you real soon. Ciao from us on Football Everyday.
So do we get any of those FA Cup final tickets?